I feel like you figure out a lot more about the songs and about what you want to say and how you want to present the project on stage, or at least I did, more there than I did like in my notebooks. Um, and so, yeah, eventually I don't fully know how, but I think a friend of Pete's or something was like, yo, like, check this out. And I'm sure he gets sent a lot of stuff. And he was just
Mm-hmm.
hyped on it. And I took a meeting, and then I was like, okay, I'm going to move to Los Angeles. And then I did, and here we go.
Bringin It Backwards.
Hey, what's up? How are you?
Good, man. How are you?
I am great. Thanks so much for doing this.
Yeah, happy to be here. Happy to be.
Amazing. Do you go by Vienna or Vienna Vienna? How do you want to do
You can
it?
just call me Jay. I just changed it to Vienna Vienna just for the ease of the viewer. But
Love it.
Jay, like the letter.
Right on. Right on, Jay. Well, I'm Adam. Very nice to meet you. Thanks for doing
Nice to meet you, Adam. Yeah.
Cool. So this is about you, your journey in music. I know you just released an EP, but I also saw you have a new song out as well that you just put out. So I'd love to chat with you about all that.
Absolutely. Sounds good.
Cool. I always kind of start with your, origin story, if you will. Where were you born and raised?
I was born in Fresno, California.
Okay. I'm
And
familiar.
I kind of grew up around Prather, California, though, which is like a little mountain town near Fresno. It's kind
Okay.
of my area, and then I went to school in Fresno.
Oh, did you go to Fresno State or whatever, or for
No,
high school?
in high school I went to Fresno Christian, and then in college I moved to Nashville actually.
Oh, you did.
Um,
That's where I'm at now.
oh, cool. Yeah, no. How do you like it?
I love it. It just snowed actually over the
Oh,
weekend,
dude.
so yeah.
Yeah,
It's still got snow outside. Yeah, it's crazy.
Nashville was amazing. I loved living in Nashville. I'm in LA now.
Okay.
Man,
Are
I
you
love
safe? I mean,
Nashville.
damn, there's a lot going on there.
No, yeah, I'm chilling. I was like close to an evacuation zone, but not quite in one. So we packed everything up, and then just sort of waited it out.
Okay.
But Sunset Fire was crazy. So
Jeez, man. Okay, so, but
yeah,
you spent time in Nashville for college.
yeah. I went there for 2 years. I went to Belmont, and then I dropped out because Pete Wentz was calling. So.
Makes sense.
Like, all
There you
right,
go.
that's there. Yeah, I guess I live in LA now.
All right, right on. So you grew up like Fresno area. Fresno's like Central California. I'm from San Diego, but I moved to Nashville, 4
Oh,
years ago
cool.
or so.
Yeah. No, Central Valley for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So you said you lived out in the
Bakersfield.
mountains, though. Yeah, Bakersfield area. Tell
Yeah,
me
it's
about
sort
growing
of
up
like
there. You said a small town, though. Like you lived in the mountains part, because yeah, people don't.
yeah.
People think California is just like the coastline, but it's massive. There's so much to it.
Yeah, Fresno is sort of like so there's like a few adjacent cities. There's Fresno, and then there's Clovis, and then the closer you get to like Yosemite and the national park up there,
Hmm.
the more little mountain towns you get. So I grew up in Prather, which I think has population 1,400,
Oh my
um,
gosh.
which is crazy. But then yeah, close to Fresno, which is like pretty big actually. I mean, I think at least for me, it kind of was a small town mentality, but um, yeah, it's like the fifth biggest in California, which is definitely sizable. There's definitely stuff going on.
Yeah. Yeah. No, 100%. What about music?
hmm
How do you get into music? Do you come from a creative household?
My mom is a dancer and a dance teacher.
Rad.
And then, yeah, definitely my sister and I both grew up just like loving theater and art and music. And so I think we like fed off of each other a lot growing up. I think I just wanted to, a little bit, part of me was just like, I just want to do what she's doing. And she was doing a ton of theater. And so I
Hmm.
started there really young. I think my first show, I was like 5.
Jeez.
Um,
Musical
and
theater or just like
Music theater.
acting? Okay.
Yeah, musical theater. Um, and I think I really fell in love with the stage. I think that was like there's nothing really like it. And so that was kind of pretty immediate, and I was like, oh, there's nowhere else I really want to be except for there. And then as I got older, I got really into guitar and writing, and so started playing like a bunch of open mics in Fresno, like local shit, and I don't know, I couldn't get away from the feeling. It's just so good to be on stage, and just to play music is very, I don't know, it's like it's home in a way. I've just always been doing it, and yeah, it's the best. It's the best thing, truly.
Yeah. So were you still in high school when you started doing the open mics,
I
or
was in
even
middle school.
earlier? Oh, middle
I
school.
was in
Oh my
middle school,
gosh.
yeah. So I started
Wow.
doing. I
Writing
would
your
like,
own songs in middle school and everything.
yeah, trying to. I
Still.
was
Wow.
writing a lot, and then there would be a few where I'd be like, yeah, I could maybe play this at the restaurant gig, but I would like go from restaurant to restaurant and be like, I kind of just want to play. You don't have to pay me. Maybe just like some food after the show, and they would be like, cool. And so I would just like play, and then the like little restaurant gig I would play where they're mostly wanting like background music,
Sure.
a little food after, and I was like, this is great. I could do this, no problem.
Yeah, that's amazing. Did you have a band or anything in high school, or is it mainly just doing your own thing?
No, I didn't. I never actually was in any bands because I couldn't. There weren't really a lot of other people doing music,
Mhm.
um, and until I got into like high school, and then I was in like church bands and stuff.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, there weren't a lot of bands, so it was always a solo show, which was cool. And then now, like finding my band has, yeah, for the live shows has been amazing, just really
Mhm.
amazing. But yeah, no, always playing with other musicians, but never like properly in a band.
Got it. Okay. And then you ended up attending Belmont in here in Nashville. And did you go on as like what did you go there to take? Was it musical theater? Were you still
Yeah.
doing musical theater at that point or no?
No, yeah, I majored in songwriting,
Oh, okay.
um,
Rad.
which was awesome, honestly. Like I really love Belmont, and I really loved Nashville. Like I I'll sing its praises. I think that program's awesome for connecting with other writers and um, just like building community. I feel like
Mhm.
it was so much easier for me to find people that I wanted to connect with. So yeah, Belmont was amazing.
Okay. And
Nashville
then
was great.
you were writing songs obviously. And you said Pete Wentz was calling. That's what took you away from
Yeah,
Nashville and
so
Belmont. But like, did you have this project going on when you were in Nashville or no?
I think it really, I mean, I'd been doing it the whole time, like all of high school, junior high. And then when I got to, I don't know, I think after I graduated high school, I was like, okay, there's some songs here. I really want to make a proper project. And at the time, it was an album. And then I kept kind of condensing it, um, and like, forming the pieces. Uh, and then I would say in the last 2 or 3 years, I was really piecing things together. So like the name of the project, the songs I wanted to, you know, put together, and then I was coming to LA in the summers and playing like shows and shows and shows and shows of the new
Mhm.
music. And that I think was actually really kind of key to all of it because I feel like you figure out a lot more about the songs and about what you want to say and how you want to present the project on stage, or at least I did, more there than I did like in my notebooks. Um, and so, yeah, eventually I don't fully know how, but I think a friend of Pete's or something was like, yo, like, check this out. And I'm sure he gets sent a lot of stuff. And he was just
Mhm.
hyped on it. And I took a meeting, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna move to Los Angeles. And then I I did, and here we go, you know?
What year did you guys connect? Like, was that recent?
Oh God. I think the first time we met would have been I'm so bad at the timeline of it.
Oh, it's all right.
Maybe 2020, maybe the very tail end of 2023.
Oh, okay. So
Mhm.
you've been in LA for like what, a little over a year now or
Yeah,
something?
probably a little over a year. Because I moved before, like, I was certain that I was gonna stay here. So I was like, I'm just gonna try it out for. I took a semester off, and I was like, I'm just gonna try it out for a semester, and then it just snowballed, and I never left.
What song of yours do you know what song of yours Pete heard and was stoked on? Or was it
I
just
think he
all of the
might have
ones
been
you have?
sent. I think he might have been sent everything, but I remember in our meeting he was like, "Yeah, I heard sex, drugs, whatever," and he was really hyped on that. Um, and then there was a new one that had come about in the time after we'd met, and I sent it out, and he was like, "Oh, okay, sick," and that was everything's fine.
Oh, okay. Right
Yeah.
on. Wow. So
Um,
like you had songs out. I mean, you were doing things obviously at that point. Because I mean,
yeah, no,
Blame
the
It On Us was
songs
the first song that you had ever released, at least on
true.
Spotify, right? So you said you had what, like a catalog of you wanted to do an album after high school, and then at what point do you just say, okay, I'm just going to do this one, like put out that one song, or was that already out at that point?
Well, yeah. So blame it on us. Came about. I was writing it in. Yeah, probably tail end of high school. I was writing it and then working and getting it produced. And then, um, gosh, yeah, freshman year of college, I filmed the music video with like a friend in the parking garage at the school. Um, and then, uh, yeah, I like posted stuff on TikTok and it just kind of grew. It was really special. Like that hadn't happened to me with anything before, and so I was like, oh shit, like this is really cool. I'm so
Mhm.
thankful for TikTok for that. I feel like I
Yeah. Yeah. So TikTok was getting you had a video that does well, and then people start coming to your page and start listening to your music, and then uh you what were just kind of slowly growing a fan base, and then once this call from Pete Wentz happens, then that must have just changed everything, I would
yeah. So I mean, Blame It On Us came out, and then I don't think this EP came out. I mean, it was like 3 years in between that. So after
imagine.
Blame It On Us, I was like, okay, that was when I was like starting to pull songs from like what I'd written and put ideas together, and that's when I was really forming what was going to be an album. But then I I was looking at it, and I was like, you know what? I actually think it's just these songs. It's just these ones. These ones are the ones that I'm really excited about. So I put it together as an EP rather, which
Okay.
I just think felt better as
Mhm.
I guess an opening statement. Um,
Sure. Are you talking about the EP Wonderland, or because you had
yeah,
other songs out before that, right? I mean, you had
I
Best of
did.
Me,
Yeah.
Fuck Beauty Queen, Fuck Me, and like
Mhm.
that you had
Yeah.
put out
No,
prior.
I put some. I did like some warm up singles because it'd been so long since I had put anything out. So I was like, okay, well maybe I should like warm things up again and get people like used to
Excited.
getting
Yeah.
into the music, and then yeah, and then the EP.
Okay.
Um,
And was
was
with
all
the
part of
EP, did that come out with Pete's label?
it. Did, yeah, it came
Okay.
out on Pulse and DCD too.
Okay. So so you get this phone call, or you you find out that he has heard the songs. What was that day like?
Oh, dude, it was like it was trippy. It was really trippy. I just I had managers at the time from doing all my shows in LA, and my manager called me and was like, "Yo, Pete Wentz just hit me up." I was like, "What the what? Why? How? Like how? Why? Is everything okay?" And he was like, "Yeah, no, it's great." I was like, "Okay, cool." And then all day I was just like, well, I hope more comes of this. And then I took a meeting, and then like I think like 5 more months passed. And then
Really? So
yeah, and then we
you
like,
took a meeting with Pete Wentz, and then what? He just kind of just discussing what you had going on or whatever, or what
Yeah, I
movies?
guess just like an introduction, see what the vibe was, and we talked about like, um, yeah, we talked about like, you know that hardcore show clip where they're in a Denny's?
Uh
He's like, "What the fuck is up, Denny's?" We like chatted
huh.
about like that, and I played music for him. Yeah, it was a weird. And then I left, and I was like, "Well, shit. I really do hope. I hope we hang out again. We'll
Sure.
see. I hope we hang
Hopefully
out
this,
again."
yeah, is something.
Yeah.
And then it took 5 months. Were you kind of like at what are during that time span? You're like, oh, I guess nothing's really going to come of that.
You know, you never know because it feels like things move really fast, but then also I was hopeful because sometimes it takes a minute,
Yeah.
you know? And I was like, you know what? Pete's a busy guy. It's fine. I'm patient. And then yeah, it came to be, but I was rolling either way. Like I was gonna put the music out, label or no label. Um, yeah, I was for sure. I mean, I was ready. I was getting ready too.
Mhm.
And like teasing a lot of songs on TikTok, and then um, yeah, and then label stepped in, and it all came to be.
That's amazing. When at what point did you decide to move to LA? Was it after that first meeting with him?
No, I moved to LA um, because of the TikTok buzz. I think you know, like I'd been teasing songs, and then I was like, I was also like, because I grew up in Fresno, I was coming back and forth to LA a lot as a kid.
Mhm.
So you're just trying to like, I guess, network as like a 14-year-old. I was like, get out there. And then so I was playing a ton of stuff out here too, um, trying to pull it all together. And then, yeah, I think it was that after I'd finished everything, I was looking at the body of work and like the show that I wanted to put on, and I just wanted to do it in LA. So I just took the semester off and I came and I lived out here, and it happened.
Yeah,
So
you've been here since, right?
yeah, in your sense, it all worked out.
Wow.
Yeah.
So after getting like signing with Pete Wentz's label, like how did that change things for you? Was it just like, okay, now you kind of have you have a legitimate person backing the
I
project, or
don't
like, you know?
know. I mean, it definitely changed stuff. Like the music didn't change, the show didn't change. I think what changed was my organizational structure and
Okay.
how it was to like have a team of people that were on board. Um, I think it was also really affirming, you know,
Mhm.
because I'd been doing it kind of on my own, and there were people on the team, no doubt, and tons of people who were like hype. But then once like Pulse Records and Pete stepped in, I was like, oh man, okay. So like I'm right to be doing this. I think yeah,
Yeah.
there was like a layer of
Like a validation.
yeah, it was totally validating. That's the word I'm looking for. Is just like, oh shit, okay, cool. This is the right move. This is the right play.
Yeah.
Um, just hype. It was good.
That's
It was
awesome.
exciting, and you know, I got my own place, and I fucking started doing my shows, and I'm so grateful. God, there's so much to be grateful for.
That's
It's
awesome.
truly, it's amazing. Man, saying it all like in order like this, really touching my heart. Feels good. Like wow, so much luck and joy and gratefulness, and I'm not very religious, but it's a blessing, I suppose. I don't know. It just feels good, man. It feels good.
I love to hear that, man. That's awesome. I love having moments like that where, you know, to see somebody go, wow, there's a lot of shit. I did a lot of cool shit. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
really. Yeah, I'm very proud of what I've been able to accomplish so far. It's
That's
pretty
awesome.
magical. It's pretty magical. And to like meet fans for the first time since putting out music, like I'm playing shows and people know the words and
Yeah,
shit.
what's that like? I mean, that must have been such a big change. I mean, you've been playing for so long, right? I mean,
Yeah.
since middle school, and then you're working at this thing, and then you start to get a fan base, and people are showing up for you to hear your songs and they're singing them back to you. What tell me, do you remember like a first show that you remember that happening at, like, wow, it's not
Yeah.
just some friends that I know now.
I was in Montreal. I was in
Wow.
Montreal opening for Valley, and I was singing. It was the middle of the set, and I was singing the song Wonderland. And I looked
Mhm.
up, and there were like, I think I hadn't really had a chance to look up yet in the show, but I was like off the guitar and just me and the mic, and I looked up and I was like, oh shit, what the hell? Like there are these little pockets of people at the Valley show that like know my songs. They're singing them back. They're singing them with me. And then in Halifax, it was even more. And so I don't know what this run's gonna be like when I have my big North American tour with K.Flay, but it's probably gonna be crazy because I've been doing all these
Yeah.
shows, but none of the music had been out, and so it's just like, what? Yeah, it was really surreal and awesome to meet everybody. Um, Surprising amount of people. They're just like, yeah, man, I loved the show and I loved the EP and it's good to be. It's just crazy. It's so wild. I love that aspect of music is the getting a chance to connect with people
Mhm.
because I've expressed myself in the music and in the show, and then people come to me and they're like, "You've been a vessel for my expression," which is amazing. It's like a really magical thing that, not to get too into the weeds with it, but like it's like an ancient human ritual of connecting with people, and to be a part of
Right.
that long history of music is something else, man. It's something
Y-
else.
Yeah, you're influencing new artists, right? Like as you were influenced by, I mean, the most recent song you put out is a David Bowie cover. So I'm sure David
Yeah,
Bowie's probably made an impact on your life. And then to do the same thing that he's done for you for somebody else, it must be such a surreal experience.
100%, 100%. I think that was like sort of what I think like in terms of like the dream. I love making music. That's why I do it, is because I love making music and I love connecting with people.
Mhm.
But there's that vision of like somebody else making music because you made music. You
Yeah.
know, that's really exciting. That's really exciting to think about. Because I mean, it's the same thing that happened to me. Somebody was making music and I was listening to it and I was like, shit, I think I should do that.
Yeah.
And then I did.
That's
And
awesome. Yeah. And
cool
then
to be a
maybe,
part of that.
that's really, really cool, dude. You're doing a tour with K.Flay. I love K.Flay.
Oh, she's awesome. She's the best.
Yeah.
We've actually been writing a lot as of
Have you
recent.
really? That's
Yeah.
awesome. I've had
No,
her on my show twice before. I've also had Valley on, who you've toured with as well.
Valley
Great,
rules. They're
great,
great.
great band. But yeah,
They put on
Christine
an
is so
awesome
awesome.
fucking show.
Yeah,
Valley
no,
and K.
100%. Yeah, but K.Flay, that's awesome. So you've been writing with K.Flay.
Yeah, yeah, we're doing our thing. She's cool, and she's like just great to hang out with. I feel like we have a lot in common. Yeah, she's awesome.
So you have the Bowie covers the most recent one. Why did you decide on that song?
I, it's a little bit of a deeper cut for him,
Hmm.
and I think I've just always loved the writing on that song. I think it's a pretty interesting story that I don't think you get in. There's like not any other songs that I can think of that capture that feeling, or that very specific. Yeah, it's such a Bowie song. It's very Bowie.
Right,
Like
right,
it has
right.
Bowie-ness to it. Where I'm like, yeah, man, like John, I'm only dancing. She turns me on, but I'm only dancing. I would kill to write that. And I think that was part of it too. Because I was like, man, to have thought of that, true or not, to have like dreamed that story and captured it. And I think the production, like his production on that, I think is so fucking awesome for
Yeah.
the time too.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Just so special, man. Bowie, fucking
That's
Bowie.
awesome. What
So
about your?
good.
Do you have new? Are you working? I mean, you said you're working, writing with
Mhm.
K.Flay and stuff, but do you have your own like new stuff that's done and ready to come out anytime soon? I know
Oh
the
yeah. No,
EP
I
isn't
think
that old by any means.
I don't know if it's properly announced. I've started posting about it on TikTok just because TikTok's going to be gone soon, but
Because
there
it's gonna
is
be gone on Sunday.
yeah. So I'm trying to take advantage of it. Um, but there is a new song coming that I'm really excited about very soon, actually. And that I think I wrote around the same time. It's the punctuation. It's the exclamation point at the end of Wonderland, I think.
Awesome.
So like kind of is going to wrap up that cycle for me where I'll feel like I've wrapped up that era and then I've been working and writing a ton this year and I'm really really excited about the new stuff. I'm really excited about it. And like my friends are hyped too. They're like, "Oh shit. This is cool." So, it's going to be good. I don't want to spoil it, but
Yeah. Hell yeah. Well, I'm excited, Jay. Thanks for doing this, man. I really appreciate your time.
oh yeah, absolutely. No, thanks for having me, man. It's good to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you as well. I have one more question for you before I let you go. I want to know if you have any advice for aspiring artists.
Oh, I'll use a Bowie quote, but then I'll also add my own thing.
Love it.
The Bowie quote that I love is pretty popular, so you may have heard it before, but it's like go a little bit out of your depth, and just when you feel you're working in an area that's not, I'm not quoting it exactly, but go a little bit out of your depth and work in an area where you don't feel comfortable yet. And that's when something really exciting can happen, which I totally agree with. It's like right when you think you're like, no, I'm not me. I can't do that. That's right when you're in the spot to do something really cool. And then also, I would say to live it, Like if you want to be a songwriter, you're a songwriter now. So go do all the things that you think a songwriter does. Go sit in the cafe and have your little coffee and write out on the napkin and aestheticize it and just go fully live that. Um, and a lot of magical things will happen to you because you're not aspiring to be a songwriter. You're already a songwriter. So go write the songs and write every day and play shows. Play shows as often as you can and don't stop because you never know. You never know. There's no point in, I've been doing it for a minute. Like I started when I was 13. You got to just keep going. Just don't stop. If you really love it, don't stop.
I love it. Love it. Thank you so much, Jay. I love that advice. You want to be a songwriter. You're a songwriter now. Go
You're a
be
songwriter.
go
Go
do
do it.
things that a songwriter does.
Go do the things a songwriter does. Yeah. You've
That's
you've
so
done it.
good, man.
And
I
also
love
like
that.
one more thing is like directly for songwriters is 10 minutes in the morning, do some object writing.
Can you give an
Every
example
morning.
like about object writing in the sense of like I'm going to write about this cell phone?
Yeah, no, it's a good practice, I think, um, where like you literally find an actual object and write about that object in its totality, the sensory experience of using it, what it's used for. It could be an object in your house, but those 10 minutes, it's really, I don't remember what book I read this in, um, but the first few times you're like, man, 10 minutes. Oh, God. And then the next few times you're like, oh shit, 10 minutes is not enough time for me to write everything I want to. And then because you're hitting that exercise every day, all day long, your brain is primed to be a writer. Everything you see, like the interactions you have, your brain is primed to do the same thing. So object writing is awesome. I
I
love
love
it.
that.
Great tool.
That's
And then
cool. It
just,
reminds
yeah,
me
go
of like
live it.
with the artist way where the morning pages where you have to just write your brain
Oh,
dump out everything.
Mhm.
but yours is more. There's more a point to it. I feel
Yeah,
like
I don't know.
you're actually working instead of just dumping out every thought you have. It's trying to be creative in a way of describing something. Like I'm holding a paperclip. Like you could spend 10
Both are
minutes writing about
great.
the paper. Yeah, no, I love it.
I
That's really cool. I've never
don't know
heard that one
what book
before.
I used to read all these, like, books on songwriting in school, and I don't remember what book told me to object write, but since I started doing it, like, oh man, it's awesome.
Bringin it backwards.